Hello, this is Iron Bill back again with another video. As of viewing this, I am on vacation on the West Coast from my home in Indiana. This has been pre-recorded, and this is before the final shape drops. And I just want to put some stuff out there so the channel is not completely deserted. In the interim, I won't be able to play at all in the time that I'm out there, so just thought I'd put some stuff together and show you. Now, what you see here is I'm starting the 6v6 match. I'm still Solar Warlock, still Ophidian aspects, but I'm going to call an audible here and jump off of my normal loadout, and I'm jumping to an odd combination. It's not a very smart combination. I wind up running Crimson and my Scalar Potential. And my Scalar Potential is one that I've rolled. I think I've got Headseeker and that's the main thing. I've got Headseeker on it. And I don't even know if I set up the mods on this. I just decided at the last second when I joined this map that this is what I would do. So let's just roll this. You see that I'm jumping into the Scalar Potential, and it shows Keep Away and Headseeker. So that's what we've got, along with Crimson. I didn't have a good sidearm. I didn't want to run shotgun in the kinetic slot, so I thought, Crimson can act like a close-range weapon a lot of times. It's a pretty flexible hand cannon, so I thought, I'd give it a shot. Alright, so this is one of the new maps, the Plaza. And you gotta love hunters, running Strand. I mean, that's some chaotic nonsense there. Plus, this is still Sparrow control, which I hate. I with a passion. I really, really do. I hated all last week. I didn't play much PvP last week, or because of this. I just didn't care. It's another chaos factor that just adds to it. Alright, so you're going to see Headseeker do some of the work for me here, in that I still am working with a lazy reticle, and I still need to work on placement, but you see yellow numbers there when I shoot that out there, and this is without mods on. If I'd had the mods on that were specifically targeting an arc gun like this, then I probably would be doing better. Alright. I like this map alright. It's not... I'm still learning the lines on it. I'm still learning the map itself, but I really don't mind it too much. Okay, right now our teammates are playing pretty well together so far. We are starting to run this team a bit. That it doesn't last forever. We wind up getting split, and this team has decided that they're going to try to flip our zones, apparently. Either that or we're flipping zones. I'm not quite sure what is happening, but we wind up getting split up. When we were running together, we were doing much better. The other team begins to run together a lot better. And that's some of the chaos that happens whenever, I find, whenever my teammates decide that they're going to just start running back and forth and flipping zones, rather than protecting two zones, is that we just wind up just spread out. Not necessarily the best thing. Alright, so I'm seeing right now that high platform is going to add a third dimension to the play. And that's one of the things about the new maps, is they do have split levels. So it's something you kind of have to watch for. And I'm just trying to control a lane at the moment, I think. And I see red on the radar. I see, and I want to kind of move around because I'm starting to get surrounded. So I'm pushing towards the red at first, and then I step into a void. Probably Child of the Old Gods. Alright, red all around me, and I'm isolated. They're coming for the zone. Either that or my team is going for the other zone again. And they are. Which means I'm going to have to try to protect this, and of course I'll wind up surrounded and dead.
Now hold them.
Yeah, going for power play. So I just don't. I don't get it. I don't get it. Hold two zones. Alright, so heavy is up. I don't know if I can get to it or not. I'm going to give it a shot. Alright. It's a kill zone right now, really. Kill box. That's what I was expecting. Back up.
Zone B lost.
Okay, no one has gotten it yet. I'm still going to try. I get it.
Look what you have.
I don't know if I am able to really do anything with it this time. Yeah, my teammate saved that guy.
Your enemy can't kill
Yeah.
if they're dead.
I was shooting. I was landing shots on him. My teammate stepped in front of him, took the critical hits. I blew off the last 4 rounds because I didn't want to be standing there holding it. All right, so once again, I'm kind of stuck in a zone with people spawning around. Crimson is not really what I want here. I'm going to try to get out or put a zone down or a well down to, yeah. Now this is an interesting turn of events here. I would have figured that would have polished me off. And yet, the other team did not come together the way I thought they would, and didn't press, and so I survived it. I've got to say it's a first for me. I would have thought that would have killed me. Typically, my super's going to get shut down in that scenario. All right, so 103 to 68. It looks like, you know, we're running away from it, and yeah. Once again, I'm kind of playing around the edges. I've not played with the Scalar very much, although it's good. I mean, I crafted it, and I played some PvP with it. It was more on a viewer suggestion that I scaled, or that yeah, it's a big mistake. Heliocentric would have killed him in the time that I had there, and Crimson just did not, especially when I went airborne. I couldn't deal with it, and I think I finally realized I better go with a submachine gun. That's just a bad combination. And I'm not real up on submachine guns right now, really. Very much prefer sidearms, but anyway, back to the Scalar potential. That was a viewer suggestion, and it's a good gun, and I need to play with it more. I don't know. I have this thing where when I play like an element, I try to match my energy weapon to the element. You don't have to do that. It's kind of one-dimensional in my thinking, monochromatic, if you will. But I don't know. It's in the old days that used to benefit from doing that. I'm not so sure that it matters that much now. And with the new, yeah, then I stood there and took it. Whatever it's called, prismatic or whatever it is coming out with final shape, where we mix all of our elements, it's really not going to matter. You know, I don't think. I mean, that just kind of sets all of that aside. And you notice that Sparrow came rolling in here. And he puts a bubble down, and I just leave the area. I'm not about to contest a bubble. Where a guy's going to get the zone no matter what I do, and all I can do is feed kills. Now you notice that they're beginning to close the gap. They're beginning to get it shut down. And I don't know if it's one of those deals where they started rolling their supers and it just started kind of snowballing back. Some kind of a catch-up mechanic. But I find myself more and more just kind of running around the edges away from my teammates, and that's a bit on me, what I'm doing here. But I've been making contact. When I see a zone being contested, I try to put some fire on it. I see that, yeah, I shouldn't have gone into that. You know, I was alone. I should have waited for teammates, and there were multiples down there. I didn't have much of a chance of stopping that. But here we go. We are now inside of 10 points. And they have 2 minutes left. They have a real chance to beat us now at this point. I mean, we're down to 7 points on our lead. We'd been up by 40 at one point in time. So things have really fallen apart. Got a bit of flinch there. Did you see it? We got the zone. We're up by 7 points again.
Zone A lost.
We take that guy down. We're holding only a zone. We really can't let him power play us again. I couldn't stop that.
Zone B
And I'm getting some heat put on me, and I need a second, and this guy's just not letting up. And I come around the corner, and he's waiting for me down there. What I was trying not to do at that point, since I was damaged, was not stand and fight that I couldn't win and then give them additional points, because they had 2 zones and the match was close enough that if that was not a place I wanted to engage and close that gap even more. So how did I do? Well, I wound up with 20 defeats and a 4.0, and I captured 7 zones. So that was a little bit different setup for me. I experimented with it. Kind of a foolish setup to start with, a little bit better afterwards, but I didn't have any of the mods set up, so my accuracy was definitely going to suffer. If I were to take away anything from what I just saw there, it's that I should have ran with my team a bit more, whatever they're going to do. Even if that means we're going to run back and forth and just take opposing sides. But I hate playing that way, because really what you're doing is you're avoiding contact with the enemy and you're just running to the other side to get their zone. And it becomes a race to go from zone to zone. And I don't want to play like that. I mean, I will if I have to, but it's not my preferred way to play. So chime in the comments if you see something different there. But to me, that looks like what my team was trying to do. As for myself, I was trying to control lanes where I could, try to pick my fights that I could win. But stay active and keep pressure on zones. Or like if for instance I see that I'm alone on a zone and someone's coming for it, to at least delay them a little bit, and take a fight if I can. Especially on a map like that, where there are multiple ways to get out if I need to get out. That is one thing I like about that map. It's not like you've got this room with maybe 1 or 2 exits only. I mean, it feels like there are lots of ways to egress if you need to. So. I'm a little bit all over the place, but so the Scalar potential is a good gun, especially on a medium range map like that where it's easy to pick fights where you're kind of in the box on it. The map is good. I think it's a balanced map. I think that match was balanced, obviously, although it looked like a runaway at first. It wound up being a pretty tight match. And overall it was a positive experience. I hope I learned from it. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. This is Iron Bill signing out.